TenZ is a problem for sentinels. How can he fix before 20? You mean an hour, 30-minute long video?
You've heard of TenZ. He's a fan favorite. He's got like 2 million subscribers on YouTube. And he's also not just a content creator. He's also one of the most long-standing players that we have in the Valorant scene. He's been playing since the very beginning when these first tournaments were happening in 2020. And I would hypothesize that one of the reasons that he's such a long-standing player is because of his brand, not because of his performance. And that's what this video is going to tackle. You look at the brand, it's undeniable. I mean, this is the Sentinels YouTube channel, and almost all of their top-performing videos, when you sort by popular, either have TenZ in the thumbnail somehow, or have, you know, TenZ's comms or the tournament where they won with TenZ. It's almost all TenZ focused. He's not terrible, of course, and I want to use this analogy, right, to talk about TenZ and his performance. If you had to pick between two runners, and they were both putting up the same times, and one of them had really good form, and one of them had really bad form,
summaries in the last 3 minutes?
Which one would you want to coach or sign or whatever?
Is that true?
Well, ideally, you want to pick the person with the worst form, because once you fix that, then they're going to be blasting the other guy out of the park in terms of hasn't particularly optimized for. I think, in summary, having watched a shit ton of TenZ VODs and the fact that this video is like an hour and a half long, I would say if TenZ wants to be on a team that has a chance of making it to Masters tournaments and winning and going deep in these kind of big tournaments at a top tier 1 level, if TenZ wants to be a top tier 1 player, I think he needs specific positional coaching. He needs someone to do what I've done, go through his VODs, and then sit down and show him these moments and work on, like, what was going wrong here? What are you thinking in this situation? Positional coaching, improving him as a player, not just the team overall. He individually needs help and guidance. And I think also he needs a change of role. Nothing I watched with regards to his duelist play made me think that he's going to be a top-tier duelist in the next year. It just doesn't seem likely unless he puts in an enormous amount of effort and that same coaching during this offseason. But I think he's much more naturally suited to the KO, to a supportive role. But that will also require him to pick up a bunch of other agents. Alternatively, if he doesn't have the coaching, doesn't have the role change, doesn't have the work in the offseason to broaden his agent pool, he's going to have to ride the bench if orgs still want the brand value and also a championship contending roster.
I'd like to see one of his examples and see what he points out.
So here's TenZ. He knows he's being pressured. Take a look at what's going on up here on the minimap. TenZ is running across, not particularly quickly, and now is thinking about the stairs push instead of trying to go to flood retake for quite a while. In the meantime, Zeken's under a huge amount of pressure. Sassy's trying to help out.
But he doesn't know what's going on in comms. I agree. I think that's something that Sideshow is aware that he doesn't know, and I'm hopeful that he factors that into his opinion. But let's see.
And TenZ, by the time he arrives, it's game over. If he hadn't spent those 3 seconds wondering, being inquisitive in this situation, look at his positioning. It's 1:39 on the clock. The attacking team has to go past this choke point and has to face on this choke point before TenZ is being useful at all. That's at least 15 seconds if Sassy and Def are going to be fighting A main, as it looks like they're positioned to do, and as they end up doing, and as they're throwing the one way to do, you have at least 15 seconds to see if you can get a pick over towards here, or maybe even see if you can pick this, and you will still be able to rotate up to A heaven in time before anything is being asked of you. And now this hole is just enormous.
Yeah, to rotate back to B and then go spawn. Yeah, I hear him on that. Because also, not only is KJ already at spawn, so it's like we're in the same spot now. This gap is open, which is not terrible. As long as we know, and maybe we're playing for something, we have the wrong read.
Enormous.
But yeah,
absolutely enormous.
I agree. It's not
and he
ideal.
Doesn't even think to fill it. There's no call whatsoever from anybody to fill it. Zeken starts to rotate off the site as TenZ tries to.
This is weird, yeah. This is weird.
He doesn't have any utility to help him pick up B main either. You know, Zeken's still got drone here. Zeken's got recon. The turret isn't even facing down B main. They have no information.
They have no information, yeah.
These players could still be taking B main aggressively because TenZ doesn't even realize they walked down cat. It's just all far too passive. And if TenZ wants to be able to find more value as an operator or as a defensive Jett in general, then he needs to be applying pressure and pushing limits instead of just
I don't think Sideshow's point of this video is to say TenZ is bad. I think he's just pointing out, he's trying to point out the flaws in his play that could make him better. Like, I don't think anyone thinks TenZ is bad. TenZ is obviously insane. And it's not necessarily 100% his fault, but I'm sure it's, you know, partially his fault as well, as also a part of the coaching staff, IGL.
So here they're looking for the pick over towards mid. They dodge the drone, as you can see. This drone boombot, sorry, is going down here. TenZ swings in front of it. The swing is perfectly timed with the dog. He follows up on the utility instantly. QCK can't see him because of the Viper Rob as well. And TenZ gets the kill. Dashes forwards for some reason, which does seem a bit bizarre. But nevertheless, an excellent entry off the utility, which he doesn't normally do. Here's another example of it working well for TenZ. So in this situation, he's...
Okay. I mean, it seems like a constructive video. Will Tyson watch it? I'm not sure. I feel like it wouldn't be... I feel like it could be a good watch for him with his coach maybe. But I'm not sure if he would do that. Because I feel like... I don't know. From the 2 or 3 clips I saw, like, I think it seems like he's making valid points.